Welcome to our world, the box zone, where every building looks like it was designed by a tired intern on a Monday. Can we for once think out of the box and make something fun? So welcome to App City, where I will create your favorite apps as a build structure. To give you an overview, the base of the city is going to be a phone because that's where the apps reside, right? And just like we have a great arrangement of the apps on the phone, we will arrange the apps accordingly. But some apps I figured could take larger space like Spotify and Netflix. I have placed them on two corners to help connect the city in much better way. At the bottom, along with Spotify, we have a commercial building of Amazon and general building of Gmail. Similarly, at the top, we have a commercial building of App Store and a general building of Photos app. And right in the middle, we have all the social apps connected by a central green space to complement the social activities. And to connect this all up, there's a road network all around the buildings. It's day one of designing the App City. Today we are designing Instagram, so let's dive into it. So let's start by asking basic question. What is Instagram? And let's think in literal terms. Instagram is a photo sharing app, and photo comes from a camera. And also, Instagram's logo is also a camera. From here on, we can decide that our building's main aesthetic should be of a camera. But that is not enough. Let's divide the building into two parts, where the top part becomes the camera and the bottom part we have a Greek style pillared entrance. But why the Greek style? Because there's a thing called personal preference. Remember, you cannot always justify your designs, but that should not stop you from trying out weird things. Here I just want my city to have Greek style aesthetics to give it some character. That's it. And now our motive is clear, to have a camera at the top and Greek aesthetics at the bottom. So let's jump into 3D modeling. Alright, so here I have already blocked out the two different parts that I want, the camera and the bottom part where the entrance is. Let's simplify our camera first. So first of all, to make the shape more dynamic, I added a loop cut, selected the top half, pushed it a bit down and also made the top edge a bit slanting. Then I selected some edges and to beautify it, I added a bevel modifier on some selected edges. To add some more detail on the mesh, I first of all duplicated it, selected the top half carefully and placed it back on the mesh and applied solidify and bevel modifier. Now it was time for the lens. I took a cylinder, added some random loop cuts and here I am using the command Alt S to push the planes inwards or outwards. For the front part, I repetitively used the inset faces and extrude command to get the required details. To finish it off, I applied the bevel and subdivision modifier to smooth it out. But now at the moment the camera looks like some generic camera and nothing is so Instagram about it. So to do that, I'm gonna use some UI elements from Instagram and apply them on the mesh and use them creatively as a design asset. And now we have a scroll wheel to scroll reels, a follow button in front, an actual reel at the top, a plus button to click photos and videos, and this can be acted out as a window in front. To add some more spice into it, I added a base plate consisting of other UI elements and also a window in form of a post layout. For the bottom part, I simply duplicated the base plate, squeezed it a bit and extruded it down. Then I added another base and downloaded some free assets from BlenderKit add-on because why model everything, and this is what I ended up with. And then finally for the main entrance, I added a boolean cut and added an arched door having a heart welcoming you with open arms. And by this time all the main things were done and this was the time to add some more details in. For details I use the trick very extensively. I take any mesh, add in a loop cut and convert it into a curve, and now from the curve properties I can add in depth and add some profile into it. You can clearly see how much I have abused this trick in my work. For the lighting, I first of all added an area light from the top, one light from the right side so that these parts are not in the shadows from the front as well. And now these two spotlights are the main, one in front which is giving the orange color and one in white which is overall lighting up the space, and one light is at the back also to lighten up the back area. That's it. So for texturing I simply clicked one button and got everything done. Boom. Just kidding. So for texturing nothing is very complex. Everything has a base material like base color and basic metallic shaders except one. Let me break this down. I first of all downloaded this free leather texture from tcotexture.com, and then I used the displacement map on the pump and displacement. For color, I simply used the Instagram gradient on the z-axis and applied it on the mesh, and this is what I ended up with. So animation deserves the video on its own. If you want it, do let me know, but here I'll try to be as brief as possible. So this is what my viewport looks like with all the heavy effects. I mean, you can clearly see even if I play the animation, the frame rates are dropping very low. Let's scrub it up and let's break down individual elements here. So the animation starts from here. You can see the main base has simple deform modifier on it, and this empty is being tied to the circle and the camera lens. And when the camera lens smashes back, the curved square becomes rectangle because it has some shape keys on it. When the base plate rolls back, it gives birth to two cylinders which rise up and enrolls the main mesh of the camera. Now this is sort of magical, and let me explain how. So I am basically faking this effect with these two cylinders. I have carefully unwrapped this mesh and have mixed transparent shader with the original shader. Now this transparency is being controlled by the gradient texture applied on the UV map. With this color ramp, I can easily control the transparency on either sides. To assemble the floor tiles in the walls, I am using geometry nodes. I also have a short tutorial on it, which you can check out on my channel. To assemble the stairs, I have used the curve. I also have a whole course on this effect, which you can check out link in the description. These pillars in front are simply rotating and scaling up. Also, they have been applied a simple deform modifier. Rest of the effects are pretty simple, and this is how my graph editor looks like. Let's replay the animation once again. I hope now you understand how everything is happening all at once. And now let's place this building on our city. And this is how our city looks right now. And of course, this is not the end. I made WhatsApp as well. If you want to follow this project, you can follow it on YT Shot or on my Instagram. Lastly, if you're still here, thank you for watching, sharing some BTS from the intro that I made, and if you can like and subscribe, that will be really great. Thank you for watching again, and let me know what you want from me in the next video.